Judy had been hallucinating from lack of sleep for so long that she didn't even realize she was in water. Her eyes were hollow and filled with despair as the icy lake water began to cover her entire body. The mother waited quietly for death without any struggle. However, just as Judy was on the brink of death, her child pulled her from the water and began performing CPR. The severe hallucinations that plagued Judy began a week earlier when abnormal solar activity swept across the globe, bringing a strange disaster to Earth. All 8 billion people on the planet suddenly couldn't sleep, and even patients who had been in vegetative states for years in hospitals woke up. At first, Judy didn't realize that insomnia was a global catastrophe because her daughter could still sleep normally. So Judy inadvertently mentioned this to her colleague, who immediately became interested and asked where Judy's daughter was now. The colleague revealed that there was actually one other person globally who could still sleep, an elderly man who was now being held in a research facility. Scientists, desperate to figure out the cause of the insomnia, were conducting countless cruel experiments on the old man. After hearing this, Judy quickly lied, saying she had just been joking. Realizing her daughter was now in danger, Judy rushed toward where her daughter was. She didn't want her daughter to be taken for research. Judy finally found her daughter and they began their great escape. But then her son started trying to persuade Judy that instead of running like this, they should send his sister to the research facility. If they developed a cure, everyone could be saved. After hearing her son's arguments, Judy's once firm resolve began to waver, so they decided to head to the experimental facility. On the 7th day of the insomnia outbreak, few humans remained, and Judy safely reached the research base. But what struck her as odd was that the soldiers there seemed mentally alert. Had a cure already been developed? To ensure her daughter's safety, Judy snuck into the base alone, disguising herself as one of the doctors there. Judy first asked a nurse where the elderly test subject was. The nurse's hands were shaking as she held medication, and she had dark circles under her eyes. Clearly no cure had been developed yet. Finally, Judy found the elderly man who was being experimented on. He had been tortured to the point of near death. From the old man, Judy learned that everyone there was using prohibited drugs that could only temporarily maintain alertness. Coming here was a death sentence. After learning about the situation, Judy didn't know what to do next. Unfortunately, just as she left the base, soldiers discovered her son and daughter. Her daughter was ultimately sent to the experimental table. How will Judy save her daughter?